Hi gang, welcome back to the Henri Latina. It is on the eve of 4th of July and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to me and wish you guys a happy 4th. I was invited to my 35-year class reunion and unfortunately I wasn't able to get over to California, but I will get there someday, maybe the 40th. But anyway, long story short, today's topic is going to be on Mr. Trump. I, for the first time, don't feel any anxiety about the future because I know that it's in some wonderful, capable hands, and he's a great leader as he headed major businesses and companies and that kind of thing. He had his own money when he ran into office, so he understands the value of working hard. Nothing was ever given to him, although he did inherit something, but he took whatever he got and made a lot more out of it. So I feel thankful that he's not like somebody like Barack Obama who thinks that he should be given everything or that the things should be coming off the backs of the taxpayers. One of the things that I find very terrifying is the last 8 years, and I'm really relieved that we have not only a conservative but actually a real person in office. Some people may not like him and they may not like his tweets and they may not think he's professional, but what resonates with the rest of America is that he's just genuine. He is who he is, and he doesn't try to be somebody else, and so we know exactly what we're getting, and I think that he doesn't really hold back, so he is pretty brutally honest, and I think people have some issues with that. The fact that he's pissing off liberals makes me elated, absolutely. And I wish that Fox News was a little bit more diplomatic. I think that they could do a better job. I think in trying to be fair and balanced, they tend to lose sight of the fact that they are the only conservative news organization out there, and they're going up against a whole bunch of media organizations that aren't fair and balanced. So I feel like Trump is also being trashed by our one and only news source, and that compromises him. So that kind of concerns me. So I've kind of tuned out. I really don't care for the people that they have on there. I'm really glad that they got rid of Megyn Kelly. I am not happy that they got rid of Bill O'Reilly. I liked him. I thought he was very honest. So he was a little bit of a jerk at times, but I'd rather get the truth instead of a bunch of watered down bullshit from all these other pansies that are on there. With that said, what makes America great is the fact that we are free in this country and have so many more freedoms than most other places. And the reason why we're free is because we aren't a socialistic society like Colombia and some of these third world countries where they're pretty much bankrupt because of the socialism. And there's very, very much corruption in wanting to give everybody everything. You can't be everything to everybody. For that said, like, listen to Bernie Sanders. Guy just terrifies me. He wants to give everybody free health care. But then somebody has to pay for that, and that money comes from somewhere. So the guy is a freaking moron and a lunatic, and this is what we're up against. So with that said, I think that Trump has a lot ahead of him because of our Republican Party, who always had to kind of sell the people out behind closed doors, and they know who they are. Anyway, I think he's doing a great job. I think he's a great president, and I like him, and I think that he says what he means, and he means what he says, and he's not a total BSer like a few of our conservatives that were out there that ran for president, that were pretty much handed the seat because of namesake, and they know who they are. And they're still out there, and they're still not big supporters of Trump, but I don't care. With that said, the people spoke very loudly. They voted for him, and he's in there, and you know, I hope that he is in there for another 8 years. I would love that. I don't think the Democrats have anybody else who Elizabeth Warren. I think she's a total nut job, and you know, just unbelievable what she did to the for-profit schools, and her regulations, and you know, selling her shitty little agenda. They're a joke, a huge joke. And I think that more people like me that sit from their home and report things how they are going to be more popular, because people are tired of the complete watered down bullshit that they're getting on the news. That's not true. Simply not true. I knew this was going to happen. We timed this so that we would get done before the cuckoo clock, but the cuckoo clock actually beat me because I ramble. All right, we're going to let that go and let it do its ding dong, because you know what, that's just what the cuckoo clocks do. But with this said, I am working on the 4th. I usually don't, but I am this year. I volunteered because didn't really have plans, and Florida is a horrible place to stand around and watch parades. I usually get eaten alive by mosquitoes. They somewhat love me around here, and I usually hang out indoors and hide from them all summer long. I can't stand the heat, but I do like this place. It's a good, affordable place to live, and you can find a decent house here, and prices aren't that sky high. I mean, you know, wages aren't that great either, but it is ran by a conservative governor, and I'm feeling grateful for that. I think Rick Scott is doing a very good job. I like him, and I'm glad he got in there another term and beat Charlie Crist, because I think Charlie Crist is kind of wishy-washy. He goes both ways. I know, that sounded kind of crude, but that's just how I am. Anyway, and that's just how Charlie is. With that said, you guys have a great 4th of July, and don't do anything I wouldn't do, and behave. All right.